Chosen one, listen closely. Something is shifting around your life right now. If this message has reached you today, then understand, tomorrow is not a normal day for you. Heaven has signed something in your favor. God has looked at your battles, your patience, your silent tears, and He has decided, now bless them. There is a divine movement happening behind the scenes. You can't see it yet, but your spirit can feel it. This calm excitement, this sudden hope, this unexplainable pull. It's God preparing your breakthrough. Tomorrow carries a miracle that was delayed for years, and now it's coming straight toward you. This is your confirmation. Your story is about to turn. The version of you that wakes up tomorrow will not be the same one that slept today. Something powerful, something life-changing, something only God could orchestrate, is already on the way. Before we go deeper into this message, do 3 things to align with this divine energy. First, like this video. Then comment, "Thank you, God, for choosing me." And finally, subscribe to send your signal to the universe that you are ready for your blessing. You can feel an energy shift inside you. Sometimes, before a major change appears in your physical life, it first begins inside your spirit. And the strange thing is, you can feel it even when nothing outside you has changed. It's like an inner vibration, a soft pull, a quiet excitement that you can't explain to anyone. You may wake up in the morning feeling lighter, even though your situation still looks the same. You may suddenly feel hopeful after weeks or months of feeling tired. You might catch yourself smiling for no reason, or sensing peace, even though nothing big has happened yet. This feeling is not random. It is the first sign that God is preparing something for you. When God plans a breakthrough, He doesn't announce it with noise. He whispers it to your soul, and your spirit reacts before your conscious mind understands what's happening. That is why you may feel a bit emotional, unusually quiet, or more reflective than usual. You're not sad, you're shifting. Your energy is adjusting to what's coming. It's like your soul already knows that a blessing is on its way and is gently preparing your heart to receive it. Many chosen ones mistake this feeling for anxiety or confusion, but it is not fear. It is alignment. You are stepping into a frequency that matches your answered prayers. The energy around you becomes softer, smoother, more peaceful, because you are moving into the season where God starts opening doors instead of letting them close. This inner shift is your confirmation that tomorrow is carrying something meant for you, something that was delayed but never denied. You may notice that your mind is becoming clearer too. Things that used to bother you suddenly feel small. Worries that drained your energy for months begin to lose power over you. You might find yourself letting go of old fears, toxic thoughts, or unnecessary pressure. This is because God is preparing a new space inside you, a space where blessings can live without the weight of old burdens. There is also a sense of clarity that comes with this shift. You start to understand yourself better. You feel more connected to your intuition. You begin trusting your inner voice more than other people's opinions. This is the moment when God is aligning your heart with your destiny. The old version of you, the one who doubted, feared, and hesitated, is slowly fading away. A new version of you is rising, one that is prepared to receive, prepared to grow, prepared to step into the life God always intended for you. And the most beautiful part of this shift is the calmness that follows it. It is a calmness that says, "I don't know how, but I know something good is coming." It is a peace that doesn't depend on evidence, only on faith. It is a reminder that God is close. When you feel this change inside you, understand that heaven has already moved on your behalf. You are not imagining it. You are being prepared. Tomorrow is carrying a blessing with your name on it, and your spirit can already feel it coming. Things that once blocked, you are suddenly clearing. There comes a moment in every chosen one's life when things that felt impossible to fix suddenly begin to move. Problems that stayed stuck for months or even years start loosening their grip. Situations that kept you confused, trapped, or overwhelmed begin to lighten without you forcing anything. This shift may feel surprising, but it is not random. It is the gentle sign that God is removing every barrier that stood between you and your blessing. You might notice small changes first. Maybe someone who constantly created negativity in your life becomes distant. Maybe a problem you tried solving many times starts resolving on its own. Maybe something you were waiting for finally begins progressing. These are not coincidences. These are divine rearrangements. When God decides it's time for you to rise, He doesn't ask permission from anyone who tried to stop you. He simply clears the way. Often, the blocks in your life are not just physical, they're emotional or spiritual too. You may suddenly feel lighter about a decision that used to stress you. You may gain clarity about a path that used to feel confusing. You may stop worrying about things you once feared. This change within you is the first sign that external change is on its way. Obstacles disappear faster when the weight inside your heart begins lifting. Sometimes, God removes people quietly. Someone who used to drain your energy might simply fade out of your life. Someone who lied, used, or discouraged you might suddenly become powerless. Someone who tried to block your growth may get exposed or distracted elsewhere. It may feel confusing at first, but later you will understand. It was protection. God never removes anyone from your path unless their presence was delaying your destiny. You might also notice that new solutions appear for old problems. Unexpected help shows up. A new opportunity opens. A stuck situation finds momentum. The timing feels too perfect to explain logically, and that's because it wasn't logic. It was God. He steps in when you've done all you can and says, "Let me handle the rest." The universe also begins rearranging circumstances around you. Things that felt chaotic start getting organized. Conflicts soften. Delays turn into progress. Even your environment may begin to feel more peaceful, as if a heavy fog is lifting and you can finally see the road ahead. That's the beauty of divine timing. When God says, "It's your turn," nothing and no one can hold you back. This clearing of obstacles is a sign that tomorrow holds something important for you. Blessings cannot enter a life that is filled with unnecessary blocks, so God removes each one in His perfect order. He creates space for what you have prayed for. He prepares the path so that when your blessing arrives, nothing stands in its way. You are entering a season where things will move smoothly. Not because life became easy, but because God started walking ahead of you. The weight that held you down is lifting. The doors that refused to open are unlocking, and the roads that once seemed blocked are clearing with divine purpose. Something big is coming, and now, finally, nothing is standing in your way. Your heart feels done with the old chapter. There comes a point in life where you stop fighting for what drains you, not because you've become cold or careless, but because your heart finally understands that some things are not meant to continue with you. You may suddenly feel disconnected from people you used to tolerate, from places you once thought you needed, or from habits that used to feel comforting. It's not anger, it's acceptance. It's the quiet feeling that your soul is outgrowing the old chapter. This is one of the clearest signs that God is preparing you for something new. When a new season begins, the old one loses its power over your emotions. Conversations you once chased no longer matter. Arguments you used to get stuck in now feel pointless. People who once affected your mood no longer reach your heart. It's not that you don't care, it's that you've healed enough to walk away without feeling guilty. You may also notice that certain environments no longer feel right. A place that once felt comfortable might now feel heavy. A routine that once felt normal may suddenly feel boring or meaningless. This shift is not a mistake. It is your spirit saying, you don't belong in the old energy anymore. When your heart is done with a chapter, it gently closes the door, not with drama, but with peace. This kind of emotional detachment is a form of spiritual graduation. It means you've learned what you needed to learn. You've grown through what was meant to shape you. And now, God is guiding you towards something better, something that matches who you're becoming, not who you used to be. Growth doesn't always feel exciting. Sometimes it feels like losing interest in everything that no longer supports your purpose. You may even feel a strange sense of relief, even if nothing has changed physically yet. That relief is a sign that you're letting go of the weight you carried for too long. You're no longer forcing connections, forcing conversations, or forcing yourself to stay in places where your soul is shrinking. You are finally choosing peace over history. The beautiful part is that this shift comes with clarity. You start to understand why certain endings had to happen. You begin to see that not every loss was actually a loss. Some were blessings in disguise. Your heart becomes softer, wiser, and more open to the future because it's no longer holding on to the past. God closes doors not to punish you, but to protect you. If a chapter feels done, it's because He knows keeping it open would only slow down your growth. He is preparing you for connections that respect your spirit, environments that uplift your energy, and opportunities that match your potential. Tomorrow marks the beginning of this new chapter. You may not know what it looks like yet, but you can feel that it's going to be different, calmer, safer, more aligned with who you truly are. Your soul is finally moving toward a place where it feels understood and at home. Let the old chapter rest. Your heart is ready for the life that's waiting for you. Unexpected signs are showing up everywhere. When you are getting close to a major breakthrough, life starts speaking to you in ways you can't ignore. Suddenly, you begin noticing repeating numbers like 1 to 11, 222, 5 or 7,007. You pick up your phone at the exact same time every day. A song comes on that matches your thoughts perfectly, as if someone knew exactly what you were feeling. You may even dream about people you haven't thought of in years, or see symbols that feel strangely meaningful. These moments might seem small, but they are not coincidences. They are divine signals. God often speaks through signs because your soul understands them faster than your mind does. When you're being guided towards something important, the world around you becomes more symbolic. You feel like everything is connected in some invisible way. A random message, a quote, a video, or even a stranger's words can suddenly feel like they were meant just for you. This happens because you are stepping into alignment. You are tuned into a higher frequency where blessings communicate before they arrive. You may also find that memories come back at unexpected times, not to hurt you, but to remind you of how far you've come. An old lesson, an old heartbreak, or a moment you once struggled with may suddenly appear in your thoughts, giving you clarity you didn't have before. These memories are resurfacing so you can close them properly. They are signs that your spirit is cleaning itself to make room for what's coming. Dreams become more vivid too. Some dreams may feel like warnings, others like encouragement, and some may just be comforting reminders that you're not walking alone. God uses dreams as a way to bypass your fears and speak directly to your heart. When blessings are near, your dreams often carry messages that gently prepare you for the next stage. Even your intuition becomes sharper. You start sensing things before they happen. You feel guided to make certain moves or avoid certain situations. You may not understand why you feel this way, but something inside tells you to trust it. This inner guidance is not coming from nowhere. This is God directing your steps quietly but powerfully. Another thing you may notice is synchronicities. Maybe you think of someone and they message you. You consider an idea and then see a sign confirming it. You talk about something and suddenly it appears everywhere. These synchronicities act like breadcrumbs, leading you toward your destiny, piece by piece. They show you that you're on the right path, even if you don't yet see the full picture. All these signs become more frequent when you're close to a divine shift. They are God's gentle way of preparing you for a blessing that is approaching faster than you think. They remind you to stay aware, stay grateful, and stay connected, because something important is unfolding. Tomorrow carries a divine appointment, something that was written for you long ago. These signs are simply heaven's way of saying, you're getting closer. Don't stop now. You are not imagining these signs. You are being guided, step by step, toward your miracle. You are feeling a strange motivation. After a long time, there are seasons in life when you feel drained without knowing why. You wake up tired, you move through the day without excitement, and even simple tasks feel heavy. Your mind tells you to keep going, but your heart feels worn out. You try to stay positive, but something inside you feels stuck. This quiet exhaustion can last for weeks or even months. But then, almost suddenly, something shifts. A small spark appears. A gentle motivation rises inside you, even when nothing in your outer world has changed yet. This spark is not random. It is divine. It is God breathing life back into the parts of you that were tired, discouraged, or broken. You may not feel fully energized yet, but there is a new sense of movement within you. You start thinking about possibilities again. You feel a little inspired. You begin imagining a better version of your life. That tiny spark is the first sign that your spirit is waking up from a long sleep. You might notice that you suddenly want to fix things, clean up your space, plan something for your future, or return to an old dream you once paused. These urges are not coming from your mind alone. They are coming from your soul. When God prepares to elevate you, He first revives your inner fire. He gives you the energy you need to walk toward the opportunities He is bringing your way. This renewed motivation may feel soft at first, almost fragile, but it is powerful. It is the gentle push that helps you stand up again. It reminds you that you were never truly defeated. You were just resting. Resting because the next chapter requires a stronger, wiser, and more focused version of you. You might also notice your self-belief returning. Thoughts like, maybe I can do it, or maybe things will work out, start entering your mind again. These thoughts are not wishful thinking. They are spiritual confirmations. God lifts your confidence before He lifts your circumstances. He lets your heart feel the victory before your eyes see it. Sometimes the motivation shows up in small ways, like wanting to take care of your health, feeling excited about a new idea, or simply feeling grateful for a new morning. These are signs that your emotional energy is being restored. You are transitioning out of survival mode and stepping into growth mode. This shift also means that the heaviness you carried for so long is finally breaking. You're no longer operating from fear or exhaustion. You're moving with hope, with purpose, with quiet strength. Even if you're not sure what comes next, you feel ready for it. You feel open to change, open to blessings, open to new beginnings. That renewed motivation is heaven whispering. Something good is coming. You need to be prepared. It is the spiritual evidence that your breakthrough is closer than you think. Motivation does not return by accident. It returns because your destiny is calling you forward again. So don't ignore that spark. It is the first sign that the storm is over. Your energy is coming back because your blessings are coming closer. Something big, something positive, something life-changing is approaching you, faster than you realize. Old wounds are healing, faster than before. There are wounds that stay inside you for years, memories that sting, words that echo, and moments that replay in your mind without asking. Maybe someone hurt you deeply. Maybe life disappointed you in ways you never expected. Maybe you carried pain quietly because no one truly understood what you went through. For the longest time, it felt like those wounds would never stop hurting. But now, something is changing. Slowly, softly, you can feel the weight lifting. The same memories that once made your heart heavy don't affect you the same way anymore. This kind of healing doesn't happen overnight, and it doesn't happen because you forced yourself to move on. It happens because God is touching the parts of you that needed peace the most. When God prepares to elevate your life, He first frees your heart from what could hold you back. Old pains begin to feel distant. Old hurts lose their power. You begin to understand your past differently, not through the lens of pain, but through the wisdom you gained from it. You might notice that you're forgiving people you once said you could never forgive, not because they deserve it, but because you deserve peace. Your soul is tired of carrying the weight, and now it wants freedom more than revenge. This emotional softness is a sign of growth. It means you're no longer living in the shadow of what happened. You're stepping into the light of what's coming next. You may also find yourself letting go of old stories you used to repeat in your mind. The need to justify your pain or explain your suffering is fading. The past doesn't have the same grip on your thoughts. Instead of replaying what went wrong, you're beginning to imagine what could go right. Instead of being stuck in old emotions, you're opening your heart to new possibilities. This shift is not a coincidence, it's healing. Another powerful sign is that your reactions are changing. Things that would have triggered you before no longer shake you the same way. You don't get overwhelmed as easily. You don't hold on to things as tightly. You're learning to breathe through your emotions instead of drowning in them. This emotional maturity is God's way of preparing you for the blessings ahead. A wounded heart cannot carry a big destiny, so He repairs you before He rewards you. And perhaps the most beautiful part of this healing process is the quiet strength you're gaining. You're becoming more patient, more grounded, more aware of your own worth. You're not chasing validation. You're not replaying past hurt, and you're not blaming yourself for what you couldn't control. Your heart is finally releasing the pain it kept hidden for so long. Tomorrow marks the beginning of a chapter where your pain is no longer the author of your decisions. Your wounds no longer decide your worth. Your past no longer shapes your identity. You are stepping into a future where peace guides you, not hurt. God is healing you because He's about to lift you. Your heart is becoming lighter because blessings are becoming closer. The wounds that once controlled you are losing power because your destiny is rising. You are being pulled toward a higher version of yourself. There comes a moment in life when you start feeling an inner push, a gentle but powerful pull toward becoming better. It's not forced, it's not stressful, and it's not coming from outside pressure. It rises quietly from within. You suddenly want to improve your habits, take care of your mind, protect your peace, and build a life that reflects who you truly are. This is not just motivation. This is spiritual elevation. It's a sign that God is preparing you for something bigger than what you're currently living. You may notice that you're becoming more aware of your actions. You want to be kinder, more disciplined, more patient, more focused. You feel tired of old patterns and no longer want to live on autopilot. Instead, you want to grow with intention. This desire is not random. It's a divine signal. Before God changes your life, He changes your mindset. Before He expands your blessings, He expands your thinking. This pull toward a better version of yourself often comes after a season of struggle. Pain teaches you what you don't want anymore. Challenges show you what you're capable of. And healing gives you space to rise. Now you're entering a phase where your spirit is done settling for less. You're ready to choose growth, not excuses. Peace, not chaos. Purpose, not confusion. You may find yourself distancing from distractions. Things that once entertained you now feel meaningless. You don't want drama, negativity, or time-wasting habits. You want depth, clarity, and progress. This shift is your soul rising. It's preparing you to handle the blessings that are coming, because blessings require maturity. New opportunities need a stronger mindset, and God is shaping you into someone who can not only receive but sustain a higher life. Another sign of this transformation is that your inner voice is getting louder. You start trusting your intuition more. You feel guided towards certain decisions, even if they don't make sense to everyone else. You feel called to upgrade your lifestyle, your environment, your thoughts, and your mindset. This call comes from the version of you that already exists spiritually. The stronger, wiser version God is pulling you toward. You might also notice new ambitions waking up. Dreams you once ignored now feel possible. You want to try again. You want to build something meaningful. You want to rise, not out of competition or insecurity, but because your soul knows it was made for more. This internal awakening is God saying, I'm preparing you for your next level. And tomorrow marks the turning point. Not because everything will magically change, but because you are changing. The small decisions you make now, the habits you create, the mindset you adopt, all of it is guiding you into a future that matches your true potential. The higher version of you is no longer a distant idea. It's slowly becoming your reality. You are shedding the old version of yourself. You are stepping into clarity, strength, and purpose. You are being elevated from the inside out. God is pulling you upward because your life is about to rise in ways you can't even imagine. You feel deeply that something big is coming. There are moments in life when, without any logical reason, you just know something is about to change. It's not loud, it's not dramatic. It doesn't come with signs that others can clearly see. Instead, it comes as a quiet inner whisper, a soft certainty in your heart that tells you something good is getting closer. You may not have proof, but your soul feels it. You may not be able to explain it to anyone else, but deep inside, you can sense a shift approaching. This feeling is not imagination. It's not daydreaming. It's not you being too hopeful. This is your spirit picking up on what God has already prepared for you. Your soul senses blessings long before your eyes see them. And right now, that subtle inner excitement, that gentle hope returning, that strange confidence rising, those are signs that God is moving in your favor. You might notice that you're thinking differently. You're expecting good news instead of bracing for bad. You're waking up with a little more peace. You're going to bed with a little more trust. Even if your situation hasn't changed yet, you have changed inside it. That shift in your energy is the strongest confirmation that something big is coming. It feels like the calm before a beautiful storm. Not a storm that destroys, but a storm that washes away everything old, heavy, or stagnant. A storm that brings clarity, blessings, direction, and new beginnings. This calmness is God preparing your heart for what He's about to place in your hands. You may also feel unusually aware, like your senses are sharper, your intuition is louder, your dreams are clearer. You pick up on things you used to miss. You understand messages that once confused you. This increased awareness is a spiritual signal. It means God is aligning your spirit with your destiny. When something huge is coming, your soul becomes alert, awake, and ready. This deep knowing also comes with a sense of emotional release. You're no longer carrying the fear you once did. You're not overthinking like before. You're not doubting yourself every minute. Instead, you feel a quiet trust, a soft confidence, as if something inside you is saying, "This time, it's going to work." That's not wishful thinking. That's divine confirmation. And perhaps the most powerful part is this: your soul is no longer holding on to the past. You're looking forward, not backward. You feel lighter, not because life suddenly got easy, but because God is lifting the weight you once carried alone. You may not know the details yet. You may not see any signs around you, but your heart knows what your mind hasn't understood yet. God has already made a decision about your breakthrough. Tomorrow carries a blessing that will surprise you, heal parts of you that have been hurting for years, and show you why every delay, every tear, and every struggle had a purpose. You are not imagining this feeling. You are not creating stories in your head. You are being spiritually prepared for your next level. God has already decided. Tomorrow will be your best day ever, and your soul can feel it coming.